let's conquer the nose and this brow here. And we are going to face the challenge of chasing triangles. Let me switch to a single view for perspective. Now, chasing triangles is what we call assuring that all of the faces on a model only has four sides. The reason why we do this is because texture maps, when there are five sides or more, five sides or more, or triangles, the texture maps tends to swim on the model. Also, it makes rigging extremely difficult, if not impossible. So we want to be careful of that. All right. So we also want to avoid too much topology. Like all of this in the head, that's going to disappear. And I'm going to end up creating a lot of five-sided vertices, not vertices, five-sided faces. But I will rectify them as I define this brow. All right. So I am going to go to the front view right now. Go to vertex and move this up a bit because our craniums are larger than this. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of room. This will be trickier. Okay, perspective view. Look around to make sure I didn't go and select anything I didn't want to by mistake. Don't worry about that Frankenstein head. It'll be rectified soon. Don't worry. Gonna hit 4 because we're hitting a danger zone here. I'm gonna line up these vertexes to make sure I do not select things I do not want to select. And we're going to need some geometry up here to round out that head a bit more. Hit 5 for wireframe unshaded. Alright, but we have room for this character's brow. Kind of wondering if that should be even higher. Just do it. Believe me. There'll be time to bring this back down. Alright, Mr. Nose. I am going to split the polygon right here, start working on that brow. And I have to do some thinking. I am going to extrude a brow. So, gonna go to faces first, and I'm gonna give the brow a shape that I want first. The fewer faces you have to move around from the get-go, the better. Try to do most of your shaping while your model is simple. All right, cool. I'm going to extrude now. Select faces and a selection key, and I'm going to extrude all the way over here and tumble to make sure I did not extrude or I did not want to extrude. Hit the 4 key, make extra sure. 5, good. Now we can extrude. And extruding, and it's extruding from a good orientation, so go ahead. All right, there we have for the brow. Now, the brow I'm sure is going to change shape. Usually the brow is larger at this end, not in all ethnicities, but for this model it will be. All right, looking around. All right, what I'm going to do is delete a face. Select this face here. And delete these 2 faces. Hit save, because I've noticed that my computer was starting to chug. We don't want to give it any excuse not to do its job. All right. Tumble around to make sure there's no extra geometry. I'm going to create a triangle around here, but that's okay. We need extra geometry anyway. I want to turn that into a diamond, which we'll get to in a minute. I'm going to turn this into a 4-sided face. Get those handles out of the way with the Q key. Oh, and I need a merge tool. Where are you? There's the merge tool. So, Command Shift to put it on my shelf. Click, merge. And this is starting to tumble a bit too wide, and I want it to be right, to tumble from here. I'm going to hit the F key to focus. Tumble from here. There. See how that's oriented? Hit the F key for that whenever you run into trouble. All right, and I'm going to sew up everybody else. So move vertices close together if you don't want an error message from Maya saying that there's a threshold problem. That means vertexes or edges are too far apart for a merge to work. I'm going to hit the 4 key to make sure I don't make any mistakes. There. Now select 2 vertices, merge those 2 vertices, tumble around and make sure I'm not making any mistakes. Merge, tumble, no mistakes, merge. Go back to wireframe unshaded, which is the 5 key. All right, we have a big fat nasty triangle here that's threatening to ruin our lives. And I'm going to see if I really need all of this back here. I think what I'll do, instead of just making, splitting the poly here, I'm going to get rid of this edge. Select the edge. Whoops, not merge. Hit the delete. Then double click and just delete that edge all around. We don't need that extra geometry anyway. Excellent. Chasing triangles. All right, I think we can take the edge and create a brow here. Finish the brow, I should say. Q. I might go from the inside here just to make sure I don't select anything at the back of the head. It's just easier. Hit the 4 key. Check your work. Nothing else selected? Good. Hit 5. All right. All right. Getting there. Getting our brow there. I see some extra geometry here I don't need. So select faces. Hit the Q key to get those handles out of the way. Make sure nothing else is selected elsewhere. Good. Delete that. All right. Yay, we're getting our brow. We have some fancy moves to do here, but don't worry. It'll come. All right, so I am going to select face. And select the brow right around here. And pull it out. And start shaping it. Gonna go to vertex. It's gonna be a tapered brow. And kind of wavy. Think of Natalie Portman's brow. Whenever there's a down shot on her, the camera loves to show off her wavy brow and how her eyebrows taper. That's because her brow is shaped in a certain way. In a certain pretty way. Alright, and we can start rounding out here. Alright, cool. Mr. Nose. Go select faces. I want you straightened out for now. Tumble, tumble. Alright, and push this out a bit. Alright, looks like I can do some triangle chasing now. And we'll do more as this nose gets a nostril. Right now, let's take care of this blockhead here. Alright. Vertex. And a 4. Should do nicely. Be very careful. Got that brow there. 4. Be very careful what you select. Start rounding again. want to round out that forehead a bit more, but we need more geometry. This will be a good idea to split the polygon again. Whoops, careful. Go to your selection tool before selecting another tool so you don't get that mistake. Hold on, let's pull you down. Okay. Geometry. Cool, now we can start pulling this out. Oops, sorry. You hit that selection tool to make sure that you have cleared the last tool. I think I want vertexes here. Being careful. Round out that forehead. Okay. May want to pull this forward just by one edge. Okay. All right. So we're going to solve the problem of this bulbous head back here. Too much geometry all at the same time. I'm going to put an ear here where the geometry should be, but I'm going to get rid of a few things first. Believe me, you don't want to leave this area the way I am marking it here. You don't want to leave it that way, but for a temporary measure, we're going to get rid of some of the edges. So I definitely want to get rid of all of this, most of this back here. I'm going to keep that middle one. Okay, so your ear is from your brow to the tip of your nose. All right, which means that that jaw is going to grow. All right. So I'm just going to hollow out an ear here. Believe it or not, our ears are that big. If you have a short nose, they're not quite as big. Well, as long, I should say. All right, I'm going to make a simple indentation for the ear, just so we know where it is. And we can model around it, because your jaw connects right around there. All right, and I think this jaw should be further out, so I'm going to delete that ear geometry I just made and bring it back here. So we'll have some room for our jaw. All right, extrude. Hit that orientation button. Extrude, and then, whoops, I see a problem. Hold on. Uh-huh. I hate it when that happens. Hold on. Always check to make sure that you have not created extra geometry. This is a good mistake to run into for a tutorial. So let's see here. Double click this all around. Is it anywhere else? I don't think so. I'm going to delete it. There. What else is funky? Hit vertex. Yep, extra geometry that we don't need. Looks like it's just that. That happens sometimes when you're extruding. So it's good to double check. Whoops. What? All right, and I am going to sew this up, vertex to vertex. Move the vertex as close together as you possibly can. Merge. Up. More geometry. All right. What I'm going to do right now, before I go too far, I am going to freeze, not freeze transformations, but I'm going to delete history. Edit, delete by type history, and put it on my shelf first. When Maya, and the history just left, when you have too many like undos, let's just call that, in Maya tends to corrupt things. So keep an eye on that. Like it's corrupting things here. And it will drive us nuts until we rectify everything. like, why does this keep happening? That extra geometry. Face, pull out. It's just some random geometry that decided to pop up. Face, face, delete. Face, delete. Yeah, it's being real persnickety. There's an edge there. Will it delete? Nope, it's probably a face actually. Let's just move here. Yep, it's a face. Delete. I hope there's no more naughtiness. Alright, vertex. Merge. No more naughtiness, you. Let's straighten up our geometry. Hit edge. I suspect more naughtiness. Vertex. Let's pull that apart. No. Something's up. Hit the scale tool. That'll straighten it up. But it's not as up. It doesn't solve all problems. Some things can be too straight. Now Q key. Start shaping again. I think we can shape in peace now. Alright. Yep, and it looks like all these problems happen because we deleted the edges over here. That happens. I'm going to extrude anyway and clean that up later. Nope, want to go over here. You do run into problems that you can't fix right away, and that's all right, so long as you just know how to fix them. All right, so I'm going to carve out that ear like I wanted. Good. Hit extrude. Hit that orientation button. Extrude again with the G key, orientation button. There's our ear. Now let's shape out this skull, because, well, the base of no one's skull is like, pudgy like that in the back. So let's solve some problems here. This is another reason why we only model half the model. Imagine having to go through this on both sides. Not fun. And I'm deciding whether or not to delete some vertexes here. We'll see. It's like delete or just move it. E key. Because you don't want to create extra problems with not enough geometry. And we're going to chase triangles anyway. So there'll be some time to delete this. Here, let's get rid of that bulge there. Edge. There. I am going to make an executive decision and get rid of some of this geometry. Nothing on the other side. Delete. No, we want this one. We want this guy gone. Okay. Let's get rid of that guy too. So we can move our geometry a bit easier. We won't need this all the way around. It's going to connect to the ear. So I am going to delete that. Oops, wrong one to delete. Delete this one. This will be deleted, just not yet. Yeah, that's leading to that eye there. But we don't need it for the back of the head, not just yet. Not that far anyway. Chasing triangles. Okay, vertex. Okay, we don't need this all the way down either. Delete that. Alright, let's clean up here. Okay, edge. Find out where that extra geometry is. Edge, move that around. Is it all the way up here? Not all the way, just this. Alright, gonna get rid of the geometry first. The edges first. And we're going to do this by creating some diamonds. So to create a diamond, you take 3 vertices. Make sure nothing else is selected. And merge. That one didn't want to merge. Don't worry, we're going to get it anyway. Oops, wrong button. Merge. There. And then we get rid of pretty much what we don't need. So, I don't know if we'll need this edge here. Because I definitely want this to taper into something. Not quite sure that's a proper place to put a diamond. Hold on. I'll try. I know where to put one now. Hold on. Delete. And we'll have a single edge that goes from here and matches up here. Hold on, let's move this vertex here. Yep, that's joined. Good. That's what we wanted. Now, gonna delete these two. This does take a bit of strategy. Delete that. Okay. Take the edge. Move this up a bit. Go to vertex. I think I'll go from the inside so I don't select things by mistake. Merge. 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 Setting up my dime. Oops, wrong button. Merge. Something not merged down here? Seems like it. Merged. Alright. Now. Merge these two. Alright. Creating our diamond. Get these two together. Move them close together. merge. I'm gonna split this right here. And then merge. All right, now we no longer need that connector. Delete. And that geometry will stay attached because we just created a diamond. So creating diamonds like this helps us reduce the geometry, like going to the back of the head. And you usually create a lot of your diamonds in the back of the head, just to reduce the geometry. Like here, maybe. Maybe. Like if I want something from here to here, I don't want to split it in this area. And we don't need this much. Let's see if I can bring this around, because this we need. We need the extra geometry up here, but not all the way in the neck like that. See what I can do here. Okay. Yep, I know where to put my diamond. So delete this. So I think we will need the geometry here for the middle of the ear. Go from here to here. And then from the multi-tool from here to here, go to vertice, pull that out. There, creates another diamond. And creating diamonds also mimics the flow of muscle, as we'll get to when we get to the mouth, as you'll see when we get to the mouth. And the nose, more diamonds. I think I want these guys both over here. Delete that. Use that multi-tool to go from, nope, not from there. From here to here, I think. Yeah. Move the vertex up. Diamond. And we don't need this here. At least not yet. Delete. Alright. And if we want to change that diamond, we can do that at a later time. Now, let's work out his jaw. I want that jaw to connect up here. So start splitting. And yeah, let's use this. Here to here. Edge. Here to around there. I have a feeling we're going to use extra geometry for that. Here to here. Delete that. We'll remedy that problem a little later. I think I want you to connect to here. Here. Split, split, split. Split, 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 split. We need that. Split, split. I prefer you over here. Right. We don't need this yet anyway. Right. Move this guy up. Vertex. As we start to form this jaw and a chin. I don't want to go too far because we're going to need some geometry, because there's going to be some geometry from the nose that's going to give us a lot to contend with. Edge. Split. Split. Because there is a muscle back there that we want to try to emulate. Split. Split. Delete. Split. Split over there. And Paul's sleepy again. You want to nudge him? Poor guy. Now let's go from here to here. I think we can move this. And start chasing triangles. Move this. Don't want geometry back there yet. These two. Vertex. Move that back a grot. So we get a flow to the back of the head now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We chased our triangles. Yeehaw. This is still going to be revised, I'm sure. That's going to be revised eventually. But we have that part of the jaw. We can start indenting here and pulling this out. We're going to need some more geometry, but no point in adding it in until we get to Mr. Nose. All right, our nose. All right, let's split here. I'm going to create a nostril. Hold on, I want to split a little closer to the face. Oops, flip polygon tool. All right, there. And go to faces. Yeah, go ahead and extrude. Have a really simple nose. We can extrude here for the tip as well. It depends on your model. I think I'll extrude for the tip just because this is a male model. I don't have to be so dainty with the nose. Even though men with beautiful tiny noses are wonderful as well, but still. If you don't have to, you don't have to. Get rid of that geometry there. Delete. Face. Pull that nostril out a bit. We can always get pretty about it later. Every nose has a ball and nostrils to contend with. And let's go and take the edge here and maybe pull it out a bit. Looks like both of them. Yes, we could have used the face, but no biggie. Tumble around and make sure you did not select anything you're not supposed to select. Okay, and pull it out so our nose gets to be a nice tip. Let's go to the edge here. Influence the geometry. Vertex here. There. And edge here. Noses do flare. At least a little bit, so we can breathe. And go to face. Hit extrude. Let's dig a hole. Yep. Right angle. So hit the G key to repeat the tool, and there's our nostril. And remember, noses can be all kinds of shapes, especially up here at the bridge. So go ahead and play with it. Define that shape of your nose. All right. Let's hit the 3 key to see what it looks like. In sub D, looks like I have a hole here. Time to go and rectify that. Where are you? Come here. Yep. I'll zap it. Select. Hit the 3 key again. There. It's getting there. Starting to look like a person. We just need to go and like push out this brow a bit and then start working on geometry for the chin and the mouth, and probably not have the nose like extend all the way to the back of the head like this in terms of like its edges. Maybe. We'll see. And start defining the jaw. All right? That way this model can look more like this model that I'm doing of Uranus. Okay? And I can't wait to get to the mouth in a later tutorial.